Greetings and welcome back once again to WDS's campaign Leipzig. So, let's see what my opponent has gotten up to this turn. That battalion may have just hit 40 odd casualties, but its assault did do something. As it has triggered not quite a rout, but certainly issues in the Russian skirmisher line. That's a lot of guns. Oh, he's withdrawing his skirmishers. Which certainly suits me. That's so many guns. Eesh. I mean, what have we got? Another 16, another 4. Pretty sure the Allies have at least maybe 100 guns on that side of the river. Which is pretty extreme. But then the Russian artillery was always extremely huge. Looks like he's gathering up his Landwehr cavalry. Probably to play rearguard. Guns have moved. My guess is he's gonna, pull back his Silesian Landwehr. If I felt I could commit my cavalry, I probably would. But I just don't feel like I can commit them for various reasons. The biggest being, well, the Allies have a huge cavalry advantage. So let's speed it up just a little. Yep, he's throwing out his Cossacks that way. Pulling the Cossacks back. Some guns taking up position on the hill on the other side of the village. And then his Cossacks withdraw once again. And his Hussars and Dragoons sort of take up position there. For the most part, we're fairly fine. No one undisorders, no one routs, and some random bridge damage. And then they are going to basically fall back behind where we are. So this this lot are screened now, but it's base with that gun, with that battery there. It's a little worrying. So let's see what we've got. 8 guns. 8 guns. 8 guns. 8 guns, 4 guns, 8 guns, 4 guns, 8 guns. That is a little awkward. So for this one, I'm gonna throw the Hessians forward. Let's get Marchand across the stream and advancing. So the Baden infantry will get moving up, and then we'll bring up the Baden foot guns and the Hessian foot guns, and then the Hessian lead guard will basically be the divisional reserve. Bowerman's cavalry brigade is going to go this way. To try and not necessarily beat them, but sort of distract him. At which point I'm now going to start bringing across 3rd Squadron of the 12th Chasseurs, First Squadron of the 12th, 2nd Squadron of the 12th, General Dormaget's formation as a whole. Let's get you out of the way. Bring these up. Limber you and get you across the stream. The 11th 2nd Lancers. Chasseur, and then the Ninth Hussars, Fourth Lancers, and 5th Hussars. So, while I'm not getting my formation across necessarily amazingly, I've got some of the cavalry across, which is all that matters. Now, the 7th Chasseur, let's do the 4th. The 4th under Murin will go this way, take up position there, can go there. And then the 7th will take up position behind, with the Lancers taking up positions behind as well. We'll bring up the elements here. So this is elements of General Ricard's division. With them moving forward, that will leave me... What is this? The Provincials? Yeah, this is the provisionals, rather. So, the provisionals... I'm actually going to swing the provisionals across, or at least part of the provisionals across, while elements of the division continues to advance. They can't go anywhere, and then he will go there, and we'll bring across the supply wagon. The 136th. Alright, 145th will be in. That will be the 145th, and then the 138th will be just ever so slightly behind them. And we continue to bring up the divisional guns and the various wagons. Siam will continue to swing that direction to get again closer to Marchand. We'll bring up the heavy guns of the corps, and in this gap I'm basically going to place the heavy cavalry. Although that gap is not exactly wide. Sebastiani will shift that way as well. In this case, I will start shimmying over Excelmann's cavalry, but more importantly, I am actually just going to start recombining these into full squadrons rather than half squadrons. Just to save on space. And the 24th Chasseur. th Chasseur. It's a big, chunky squadron. And now this is where I commit these boys under Albert this way. They're not going to be very formed up at the moment, but they have to take up this sort of position. Now, the troops of MacDonald's Corps will unlimber those Italian horse guns up there. And then Gerard. So yes, we got... The big thing now is to get my 12-pounders onto this high ground. I get my 12-pounders up there and I can not necessarily do damage, because we'll be far too far away to do any meaningful damage, because if we look... French 12-pounders. Their best sort of average will be at 5 or 6 hexes. At what, 18 was that? Yeah. At 18 they're going to do next to no damage. Oh yeah. Sort of the maximum sort of range we want them at is maybe 8 hexes. General Lederer, and here is where I will commit forward elements of cavalry. Just to get that threat of pursuit there. And then the divisional artillery can come up. We'll commit those heavy guns that way as well. Saxon, Napolese. You will turn that way. You can go there. You will go there. You will go there. Positionally, we're not in a bad spot, but it's a little awkward. I'm going to probably end up clipping this lot head on, at least with MacDonald. That much is clear. Third Corps. So let's think, what can I do here to sort of, quote, minimalise the artillery? I'm thinking swing down into the low ground. It's about the best I'm going to be able to do. And we bring up Breyer's guns. Including the howitzers. sprayer is an effective command. I could actually, all things considered, I could spread them out considerably more and better. But the question is, what do we want to do over here? I think for the most part, we're not going to really do much. We'll unlimber the guns up here. We'll bring up these horse guns. Limber up these howitzers and bring them forward, but beyond that, I don't think we need to do much else, so... Artillery fire. We're at such an ineffective range, to be fair. That's a much more effective range. And then up here, we are going to hit them, I think. So what have we got? Prussian infantry, Prussian infantry, Prussian infantry. I have no idea which infantry, though. Those are reserve infantry, I know that much. Russian infantry, Russian infantry, Russians, Russians. Prussian hussars and landwehr. I've totally forgotten. Alright, Ney. Let's talk about Ney. He's got effective command of Sebastiani, Soyam and MacDonald, so I think he's going to take up position here. That way, Sebastiani, MacDonald and Soyam can be very effectively commanded, but I'm also getting just that one step closer to being in effective command of Lauriston. Speaking of Lauriston, I'll bring him that way a bit. Actually, why do I need to do that? He was in a nice position. Because he had effective command over everybody. Let's bring you that way, so you can rejoin the rest of your regiment. Eight guns. What have I lost so far? 261 men, 18 cavalry and 2 guns. For 39 cavalry, 14 infantry. So yes, I'm losing more men, but again, I'm on the attack. So I will naturally lose more men. Plus he's being fairly wild. In the fact that, well, I did not mean to move him forward. His falling back is always just that ever so slight out of range. But if he's not careful, I'm going to catch him slightly here. Can I actually get this division further forward? I think I can. It might not be much, but it might, just might, help with my pursuit. You're supposed to be there, thank you. Yes. General Zatucci. There we go. So yeah, by going that extra hex forward, for one, it will get me closer to potentially cutting this lot off. He won't be able to entirely dismiss having to fight there. And then next turn... Next turn... He's got some more guns up there. We bring up these guns. Right, they're not allowed in that hex because, well, it's rough terrain. What has he got there? They look like pioneers by the looks of them. So I guess he's just got the pioneers sitting around the Wittenberg. And then he's just got this massive horde of artillery. I mean, let's count this. 8, 16, 32, 44, 52, 60, 68, 72, 80, 84, 88, 92, 96, 104 guns that are... I'm counting 104 Russian guns here, which is not an insignificant amount. And then over here we count another, what, 32, 48, 56. So another 56 guns here. So yeah, the Allies have about 200 guns. I should have about the same. 16, 16, 16, 16, 7. And however many is in that, because it's also got those engineer elements. So what's he got? 16? Yeah, 16. Because there's all those sappers looking to just keep that bridge open. Still, all things considered, I'm actually fairly happy with this. We got 24 turns left to go. So I might spend a couple of turns reforming, ready to launch the all-out assault. But we shall see. So I'm thinking if I push up to about maybe here, overall. So, yeah, let's say we push up into a line from Malachitz to Tribelwitz and then down here. Spend a couple of turns reorganising, getting the proper distancing, intermingling the cavalry where I need it. So that would make it about, say, turn 17 to turn 18. That would give me plenty of time left to crush the Allied army, hopefully. Still, I thank you all for watching. I hope you have enjoyed once again and find this series very interesting, if nothing else. But until next time, I thank you all once again, and I will see you all very soon. Bye bye for now.